Who Wants to Be a Millionaire has become one of the most iconic quiz shows in history and has aired in over 100 countries since 1998. This competition changed the lives of ordinary people by making them instant millionaires. In the US, John Carpenter called his father using the calling lifeline, but not to ask him a question, just to tell him that he would soon win $1 million.
Hi, Dad.
Hi.
I don't really need your help. I just wanted to let you know that I'm going to win the $1 million.
In the UK, Judith Keppel made television history by becoming the first person to earn £1 million. From million-dollar prizes to incredible failures, this competition has seen it all. Won these huge prizes not only with their knowledge but also by cheating the system. But is it really possible to cheat on this competition program watched by millions? Did those who won millions of dollars in this competition succeed with their knowledge alone? Or were there secret plans, cleverly devised strategies, and major scandals at play? In a moment, you will watch incredible stories of people who fooled the system and the program. And at the end of each one, you will realize this: everything that seems impossible is not so impossible in reality. If you like such unusual stories, do not forget to like the video and subscribe to the channel. Charles Ingram, one of the greatest cons in television history. This man had almost exhausted all his wildcards before even reaching question 7. But no one expected him to advance to the final question and win £1 million. Surprisingly, Charles Ingram made it to question 15 and became one of the few to win the grand prize. But there was a problem. While Charles was celebrating his big win, the showrunners were getting suspicious behind the scenes. The entire team, including engineers and analysts, reviewed the contest footage over and over again. There was a big trick going on. They knew it. But the problem was, they didn't have a single piece of concrete evidence. As Charles raced, he kept repeating each answer over and over. First he said one, then another. It was as if he were trying to look indecisive. But there was something strange. Pay attention to the sounds you are about to hear.
It's up to you. I can't help you, Charles. It's your lifeline gone, but it's worth £32,000. A big old drop. If you get it wrong, you lose 15.
The man read the question out loud over and over again, and coughing sounds could be heard continuously from the audience. And then what happened? The coughing continued, over and over again. Just before each question was answered, just as the correct answer was reached, the coughing sounds would rise. There was no one person behind the scenes of this incident, but his wife Diana Ingram was at the center of it. We're obsessed with the quiz, Who Wants to Be a Millionaire? Every time there was a quiz, they would jump in front of the screen. But Diana went even further. He participated in this competition 4 times. Millions of people were applying for this competition. It was incredibly difficult to pass the elimination stages and get on the program. But this family, as if by some magic formula, always found a place for themselves in the competition. So how did they do it? Because they had solved the vulnerabilities of the system. Diana knew she could do better in the competition, but this time she decided to enter her husband, Charles, instead of herself. From her own pageant experience, she knew exactly how to help even if she wasn't the one answering the questions. But Diana alone wasn't enough. Tequin meet Whittock. He was Diana's close friend. He was also a lecturer at a university. But in this story, what made him different was not his intelligence, but his coughs at the right time. Charles had managed to answer the first few questions, but it was clear that he would not be able to progress to the end of the competition. So much so that sometimes he would try not to give himself away by saying the correct answer and then saying, "This must be wrong." Then, he would pretend to think and choose the correct answer. Everyone felt something was wrong, but no one could prove it. At this point, a suspicious detail emerged. Even though no one admits their guilt, the coughs that came just before the correct answer did not go unnoticed by the audience. Were these coughs really a coincidence? Scientist Liam, who investigated the case, made a detailed analysis to solve the incident. Accordingly, there was a certain time interval between the coughs, and they almost always came right before the correct answer. It was impossible for such a big coincidence to happen. After the meticulous work of the police and authorities and the meticulous examination of the evidence, Diana, Charles, and Tequin were finally found guilty. As a penalty, he was given a fine of £115,000 and 18 months community service. Our next case is Paddy the Spooner incident. This time it's not about suspicious coughs. This time it's about money and connections. So can you manipulate a game show if you give the right money to the right people? Here comes Paddy Spooner. It's not easy to enter a competition, be chosen from hundreds of thousands of applicants and win big prizes. But Paddy Spooner has accomplished this not just once, but 3 times in 3 different countries. He won £250,000 in his first competition. He won another £250,000 in the second competition he participated in. And it's not over yet. Okay, Paddy, who was Spooner? Paddy was not an ordinary contestant. He was cool-headed. He answered the questions quickly and correctly, as if he knew them beforehand. He was different from the others. He was much smarter than everyone else, and also very cunning. In fact, he was so good at this cunning that he dropped out of university and started taking exams with fake IDs in other people's places. He would take people's university exams in exchange for money and give them the scores they wanted. But what does this have to do with competitions? Here's where things get complicated. It was around that time that Paddy met Keith Burgess. Burgess, through his inside man, arranged for him to enter the competition for a few £1,000s, and also to have the questions made more suitable for him when he entered the competitions. He won a total of £500,000 in the first 2 competitions.